Hello everybody, and a warm welcome to Berringer on this Wednesday afternoon, stroke evening. And I have another number of things to cover in this update, and it's a bit of general knowledge and a number of new additions. All my new additions are road vehicles, and we will cover that shortly. And it will also feature work on Morwood and also some fiddle yard work. So let's get straight to it. All the new additions that you'll see on this update have been kindly donated to me by my good friend Mike, who knew I had this layout and he had a number of EFE vehicles to donate, and he kindly gave me five buses and a lorry, which I will cover in this update. So thank you very much. And if you pay particular attention to this first vehicle, you'll see that it's going to visit Graham at Lakeside, and I'm sure there's going to be a number of subscribers who would love to get on this bus to go and visit Graham and his layout. So this is the first vehicle. It's an Enzyme bus Bristol VR, so that looks quite nice. I just thought I'd put that on the layout. My other vehicle, the other vehicle that was donated to me by him, which isn't bus related, is this lorry, and it's from a company, I think it's called Laledo or something like that. And it is actually in double O scale, and the front came plain white, so I've kind of detailed it up a bit by putting the headlights and the indicators just like the Leyland would be. And actually, funnily enough, I've got a couple of Leyland based toys, road trains, with the front exactly the same as this. So basically I've kind of replicated that on this vehicle just to give it that bit more detail and add a bit more realism. Next comes this Stagecoach Bristol VR, and it's in mint condition, and it's very kindly donated to me again by Mike, as is all the vehicles that you'll see. And it's in old Stagecoach colours, which suits this layout really well, because it fits right into the era that I'm modelling. So this is one of them here, and so there's good competition on my layout for bus companies. I've got Provincial, London Country, and now Stagecoach, as well as a coach company, National Express. The other one I'll show you is parked up currently on stand F. It's this open top Bristol VR, and this is beautiful actually. I really do like this one a lot, and it's also, like I said, it's an open top Bristol VR, and it's also in Stagecoach colours, and that sits nicely on my layout. And we're hoping for the Great British Summer to make an appearance so we can start using these vehicles. And alongside it, along the other side, which is one that I've had for some time actually, but I'll show you anyway again, is a Provincial open top bus, which I've had on my layout for some time. I mean, this one isn't actually new, but since I was showing you the open top and the other one's just around the corner, I thought I'd show you this one. Over here on the road bridge, towards the end of the platforms at Berringer, it's rather congested traffic, and here we have my recent addition, which was the Ford console that I bought, which I showed you last time in my last update. But we have a Stagecoach Ollie, or Olympian, so Leyland Olympian. This one was donated from Mike, but this one needed a little bit of attention. It had a few marks in it, but I've put that right, and it's now looking resplendent in its old Stagecoach colours, and it's actually got some people on it as well, so that's really nice, and that now sits nicely on my congested road bridge. I didn't want them all at the bus station, I just thought I'd just dot them about. I've also got my RCL green line in old colours as well there, putting in an appearance. If I go towards the village, he also gave me this little minibus, which I used to drive these for Fleet Buzz before I went to Stagecoach, and They were okay, but I didn't really like driving them, to be honest with you. They felt more like a community bus rather than a proper bus. But it sits nicely here towards the village scene. I thought that looks really nice here. Again, this one needed a bit of touching up, but not a huge amount, and it's worked out really well. The last one he gave me was this Leyland National in the stagecoach colours once again, and this is basically descending through Offord on the Hill station with the provincial rival bus company alongside, going in the opposite direction. At the Morwood end of the layout, a lot of work has been done, including the station, so I'll start going through it. And what I've done is I felt that this hill was rather too flat. So again, I've been experimenting with the coarse turf and the foliage and all the rest of it, just to create a bit more of a believable and realistic scene along the hillside from Morwood. So if I just sort of pan out, I think it looks a lot better than it did. I'm going to be experimenting with trees next, because I still wanted to put a line of trees, which I haven't done yet. So I'm really pleased with this bit. It's come out really well. I've just enhanced the hillside and it looks much better. And I've also put some coarse turf along here. And I've also now just painted the retaining wall at Morwood, which is another big job which I've been doing today. I haven't got all the arches yet, but as you can see from here, I've started missing a few arches, but I'm going to buy some more, and then it will be the same as what I have at the station. And then obviously at the ends here, on the bottom here, there's going to be bits of foliage and bushes and things like that, just overgrown a little bit, just a line side foliage, that kind of thing. Also, my footbridge, which I scratch built, has also had some attention, because I've added a bit more work along the paving. I've also added the brickwork along the back to match the retaining wall, and I've also put in the Backman's signage set and the modernisation, I think, pack or something, with a ticket machine and the information board. There will be like a low relief station here at some point, and maybe a blue sky or something else just to tie that in. This area here, which is blank, hopefully maybe tonight or at some point this week maybe, I'm going to be doing some, I'll be building another scratch built shelter, like I made a waiting room over at that side. I'll be doing one along this side, but obviously a different style to keep the station slightly different. And yeah, I'm going to have a crack at that. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to come out. Those of you who may know Airfree Park, it's got a kind of like a waiting shelter on there, which is kind of resembles a bit of a bus stop type thing, and I'm kind of thinking it might be something along those sorts of lines. Now, the last bit of the update that I wanted to show you was this bit. Basically, it was two lines coming from underneath the tunnel, and it's now going into one here. And so I've redid that because it used to be two, but now I've done it just to be single one. And I'm waiting to get a freeway point, which I haven't managed to be able to get yet before I can complete the track work, which is why the board for the bridge section is actually empty at the minute, because I'm just waiting for the freeway point to be put down, and then I can connect it to this section here. And basically this will take I think it's about my apologies for the camera work, I think it's a 5 or 6 car train. But this side is now complete. I've done it all the way down to the end, and what I've done also is I've added the isolating points, because obviously it's an analog layout, not DCC. So the isolating switches are here, and that corresponds to the numbers on the top there, so you know which ones are for which track, and then the homemade uncouplers just for that. And my biggest loco is a class 60, my longest one I should say, and that clears that fine. So that's kind of what I've been up to, and also just painting up and touching up here and there. So there's a fair amount done, and hopefully there'll be a lot more done towards the weekend. If not, I guess I will speak to you when I have something to offer you. So thanks for watching, feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will speak to you soon.